Hello, 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 and welcome, okay, to another day, another Tarot Spills the Tea session. It is me, Indigo Sage, okay? You can find me along social media platforms with the hashtag unapologetically sage, Indigo Sage Tarot, and Indigo Sage Reviews. And just as a reminder, I do have a second page and it's called Indigo Sage Reviews. So go over there and check it out. That's where our review shows, and there's no tarot. Over here, there is tarot and no reviews, just a summary. So let's get started on these two. Okay. Now, when I say these two, these two that I'm talking about is none other than Miss Heather Gay and Miss Monica Nikki Garcia. All right. And honestly, don't hate me, y'all. I like Monica Nikki Garcia, meaning I like the name. Let me be clear. And there are some aspects that, I respect about her personality, but we will get into that. Now, for those of you who don't know, who these ladies are at all. They are from the Bravo TV show called Real Housewives of Salt Lake to the what city? Salt Lake City, baby. Okay, so they're from Salt Lake City, and just I here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you guys, if you have no idea who they are, I'm gonna give you like a little breakdown, a little summary kind of throughout this beginning intro. So bear with me, okay? For those of you who already know what's going on, I am going to just refresh your memory. Okay. So Heather Gay has been on Salt Lake City Real Housewives from the start. This is their fourth season. Um, and I'm gonna be honest, let me tell y'all something, okay? Only my some of my associate YouTubers who I began to review with in collabs, only they know how I resisted so much watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Okay. But a couple of them told me it is very well worth the watch. One of them wanted to review the show with me, and she was just like, do it, watch it. And another one told me, if you watch it, you must watch it from the start. And so I dove in, I did it, and at this point now, right now, I don't regret it, okay? It did take a lot of convincing. Thank you to all that have convinced me to watch it, but here we are, okay? Look at me. Look at me now talking about it and doing tarot on it, okay? So, anyway, this is the fourth season, so it's kind of the show is still, to me, in my opinion, a baby, because the ones I've watched, they've been established over 10 years. So this is the fourth season, and there's a newbie, Monica Nikki Garcia, and she came in like a wrecking ball, okay? And if YouTube wouldn't mess with me, I would be playing I came in like a wrecking ball, okay? I know that ain't how what's her name sound, but this is me. So she came in like a wrecking ball. And to be honest, I liked it because she shook all of that up. She shook them. And to be 100% honest, this Monica, she shook them. She came in shaking them, and she went out shaking them. They were still shaking. They were shaking when she went out. Okay, it 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 was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal entrance and a phenomenal exit. All right. So without further ado, let's go. Let's go. Come on. Now, here's a little bonus that I'm giving to you guys, okay? I'm going to talk about real quick. I'm going to highlight their zodiac signs. The reason for this, let me tell you, the reason for this is because at the end of the finale episode, they had such a blow up when Heather confronted Monica about her secret misdeeds and all of that stuff. revealing her as reality Von T. To where when I saw that interaction, I got so excited for a reason that you guys probably don't even know. So let me tell you, I'm gonna share it. Their zodiac signs were showing up. And this is what some people don't understand about zodiac. Some people don't believe in it, whatever, and some people do, whatever, whatever. Okay, just humor me. How about that? When you are in the thrust of it all, your sun sign shows up. You show up in the argument. When you get fired up, you listening, when you're fired up, if something puts fire under your ass, whether it's in a good way or a bad way, you show up as your sun sign. You do the characteristics of your sun sign, whether you believe in it or not. To me, you know what, and this is what's funny. To me, zodiac signs and astrology is nothing to believe in. When people say, I don't believe in that, it tickles me a little bit because it's not a religion. I mean, not that I know of. Maybe it is somewhere out there, but I don't, it's not, you don't have to believe in it. It just is. Just like there's water, it's H2O. You don't have to believe in water. Water just exists. So it tickles me every time someone says, I don't believe in that. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. And then they say it as if they want me to convince them to believe in it. You don't have to believe in nothing. It's not even anything to believe in, so I'm not even going to deal with you on that level because already we're not on the same level because you think it's something to believe in. Like you got to show up to church on Sunday at Zodiac Astrology church. That doesn't exist. Not around my parts. So anyway, um here we are. So when they got into that heated argument at the end, I was like, I must dive in and see what their zodiac signs are to see how they are dealing with this and where that zodiac sign is coming out at. So I discovered that Heather is a Cancer water sign. Okay, that makes all the sense in the world. And Miss Garcia, Monica Nikki Garcia, is a Gemini. And that makes sense to me too. Let's continue. So, with Heather taking a quick snapshot look, she's a Cancer, and I have a beautiful deck that I'm working with, and I will do another reading with this later so that you guys can see this beautiful deck. But here, I'm just gonna just give you guys the pointers of it. Period. So she's a Cancer, okay, and that is classified as the caretaker, okay, which represents loyalty, emotional depth, sympathetic, moody, tenacious, protective, nurturing, okay, family ties, hypersensitive, a sense of home, and is the ruler of the fourth house. Fourth house, okay? Home, all right? Home is the fourth house, which is about family, roots, foundations, emotions, femininity. Okay? She has beauty lab. That makes sense. Um, what else? Mother, domestic, comfort, feeling at home, ancestors, okay, and family values. All of that sounds like Heather to me. All of that sounds like Heather. Here we have Monica. Monica is the Gemini, okay, which is classified as what? The investigator. The investigator. The investigator. And it says that she's curious, social, knowledgeable, analytical, intellectual, quick-witted. Quick-witted, baby. Anxious, outgoing, inquisitive, easily bored, and the ruler of what? The third house. The third house is mainly represented by communication, which says thoughts, socializing, communication style, learning, the mind, early education. Now, this early education, this stood out to me because it's referencing, Spirit is having me reference it to how her mother raised her in her early childhood. Her knowledge and how her education was dealt with in her early childhood. Siblings, interest, short trips, and language. Okay, so I am happy that I was led to look at their zodiac signs because it does make a little more sense of how they acted and reacted and throughout the thing, because like Heather being a Cancer, you know what I'm saying, and the Cancer is ruled by the fourth house, the house of home, and it's about family and roots and childhood. We, for those of us who have watched since season one, we've seen that, and that means a lot to her, and that is what is driving her. And we remember in the finale she gave that long speech about we are family, you know, and referring to her and Heather. I mean, Heather's referring to Whitney and Lisa and Meredith, and she's like, no matter what, you know, the ups and the downs, we are family, we stick together. All that makes sense now. You know what I'm saying? That's in her zodiac sign, period. Period. And then, you know, we have Monica, who's the house of communication, which is verbal expression, intellect, and thoughts. House of communication. Okay, that makes sense too. So, again, cancers are, you know, of their water signs, it's a magnetic element. Heather is very magnetic. Everyone seems to like Heather. Even when she went on the Real Housewives Girls Ultimate Trip, everyone likes her. She goes to BravoCon. Everyone likes her. She's on Watch What Happens Live. Everyone likes her. She even has a picture with her and Snoop Dogg. Everyone likes her. Okay, so she's magnetic, and that's great. Even I like her. And I shouldn't even say even I like it. Well, no, I ain't gonna say I like everybody. Anyway, but water signs have deep intuition and the ability to understand what's being left unsaid. Get into it. Get into it. Now do y'all see why I went into the zodiac signs? You better come on. Monica's a Gemini, all right, which is the element of air, and it's one that allows for freedom, liberation, and oftentimes they're called a breath of fresh air. We can't deny it. We can't deny it. When Monica first came on, we all did say she was a breath of fresh air. So people born under an air sign, they are adventurous, curious, and ever changing, just like a breeze. Now, just like a breeze stood out to me because I was thinking, just like a breeze, she came in and she gonna breeze on out. A breeze don't last for long. A breeze is short. Okay, so that may be, it may or may not be the answer of whether or not she's coming back. Um, Now, Cancers, now when Gemini and Cancers are arguing, Cancers tend to take an argument much more seriously than Geminis do. So these two going at it isn't exactly a match made in heaven. A Gemini's biggest strength is their ability to detach and remain playful and lighthearted, making it easy for them to win an argument. Both zodiac signs are good at communicating and can hold each other's attention for hours, conversing using their wits and charm, despite having different perspectives on life. Now, that last part, holding each other's attention for hours, that is what began their fake friendship relationship. Okay? Because I felt like their friendship was fake and surface from the get go, from the get. All right, you guys. So this is Heather Gay, and we're gonna do her reading first. And what this is the question is my question to Spirit for this reading was, how do these two view their connection? All right, and I, instead of saying friendship, I said connection because I don't believe they ever had a friendship. So, which is why, you know, in the title it says failed fake friendship. So, since I don't believe that they ever had a real friendship. See, on all the other ones, when I labeled it friendship, I believe that at some point, these two, you know, those two believe there was some kind of friendship with a level of authenticity. Okay? These two, what I felt was never any authenticity with them. It was necessity, which is different. It was a necessity for Monica to be friends with somebody, and it was kind of convenient for Heather. And it's Heather's nature. It's Heather's nature to be woo 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 and welcoming, okay? That's just who she is. So it wasn't authentic, so I couldn't get a good, I didn't feel like I could get a good reading you got to come in honest with spirit, okay? So it was about the connection. Now, all right. I know you guys are like, get to it. I am. I am. But this is for my tarot heads. You know, you guys want to hear this. Others may not, but here we are. So, Heather, again, she is the owner of Beauty Lab. In Utah, she has multiple, I think she has two, at least two or more places of beauty lab. She's a businesswoman. She's very successful. And at this current time, you know, well, in the finale, we learned that she went to give Monica a gift card for her birthday to Beauty Lab and learned that there was three different Monicas with the same name, same birthday, and one of them Monicas owed her some money. So then she began to investigate. So anyway, with that being said, without further ado, let's go. Heather's first card. Don't laugh. Don't laugh, y'all. All right, anyway, it's the past. Now, the past card is important because it is what they had in their mind for when the present card comes up. Okay, this is what influenced the present card. It's directly related to the present card. This is the past that they're referring to when the present card shows up. Okay, this influenced the present card. All right, so this is the energy behind the present card. That's what Spirit is telling me to say to make it more plain. This is the energy from the past, memories or something they're collecting from the past. That is the energy behind their present card that's coming right up. So it's represented by the Knave of Chalice. That is the way that this deck speaks, and this deck is as above, so below. What this is the Page of Cups. All right, and it represents exploring their intuition and dream. And the way I see it is, Heather, something must have been, her intuition must have been rocking, okay? And she must have been thinking about her black eye, I'm sure, because Monica came in as a quote unquote friend of Jen Shah, okay? And as we all know, you know, because I'm referring to the finale, so if you've watched the finale, then you know that Jen Shah is a cast member, a former cast member who was on this show of Housewives. She's now in jail for fraud and scamming the elderly out of their money. But Jen Shah and Heather were close, and Jen Shah and Heather and the whole cast were on a vacation, and Jen Shah gave Heather a black eye. That's what Heather claims. Jen Shah denies it, okay? And all of this is what? Alleged? It's alleged, allegedly. Anyway, but she says it. It's not alleged that she says it. It's alleged that she did it. So anyway, so with Monica coming into the cast and as a friend of Jen Shaw's, who's not even on the cast this season because she's locked up, they won't let her out. Locked up, they won't let her out. She locked up, so she's not there. Okay. So I know she had an intuition on, she had a feeling. I had a feeling too. We all probably had a feeling like, oh, you Jen Shaw's friend? Oh, okay. Continuing. So in the present, we have the Five of Swords. All right. And look at the imagery. Like, you can totally tell that she feels like she has won. Okay, this is the card of a winner, and then look at the people who came in second and third. They are really highly pissed, but you know, she feels like she has won in the present, you know, and we know why. Like, she confronted her, and she had all her facts and receipts and the timeline, you know, and it was awesome. That finale was the best Real Housewives finale I've ever seen in my life, and it was great. And she has all the reason to believe that she won. All right. But let me read to you what this card in this deck means, and I'm guided by spirit to choose the deck specifically for the person that I'm reading for. Okay? Now, it really means mixed reactions in a competitive situation. All right? Our society encourages intense competition on many levels and in many areas of life. Even for those who quote unquote win, there can be conflicted feelings about the situation. Friendly competition is only a few steps removed from conflict. While winning can feel great, it can feel lots of other things too. All right. So, that leaves us looking at the mixed reactions in a competitive situation, which is what this card is referring to. Let me tell you guys that right after this aired, okay, so 5 seconds later, everybody was like, hurrah, hooray, praising Heather for putting it down, letting her know, kicking her out, bam, bam, having receipts, timeline, proof, all of that. But then 5 seconds after that, they said Heather knew already and she was in on it. She was in on it. What are your opinions about that? Drop down in them comments and let me know. But I can clearly see how in the present, yeah, you can feel like a winner, but then there's mixed reactions in a competitive situation. I can see that plain and clear. Let's keep going. The future for Heather was a very interesting card. It came up in reverse. It's the only one that came up in reverse, okay? And it is the 8 of Pentacles. All right. Now, Pentacles is the coin. The coin is what? The money, honey. Coin is all about your money. It's 8 of Pentacles, which is the sign of a hard worker who usually, in the original Rider-Waite imagery, they're collecting their harvest. They're looking at their harvest like they've worked really hard already, and they're admiring their work, like their work is coming into fruition, in a monetary way. So basically she has earned her spot. Okay, she worked hard and she has earned her spot. Can't nobody doubt that Heather is a very good housewife, well deserved. She's the queen of housewives, this, that, and the other. All right, that is the 8 of Pentacles, and that's for the future reference. So she's feeling, so since this is in the future, as it relates to this situation, she feels like I did the damn thing. I solidified my spot for future, for the future. And she did. She did. However, this was in reverse. This was in reverse. What this means in reverse, you just might gag, because I did. In reverse, this means doing sloppy work, not paying attention, brushing over important details. You better come on with it. Come on with the truth, tarot. Spill that tea, tarot. Doing sloppy work, not paying attention, brushing over important details. Okay, so that's in the future position. Maybe she gets a little too relaxed. Maybe we're going to see it. I have a feeling we're going to see why this came out when we see the reunion. Okay, because now this is me. This ain't tarot. This is me, what I'm getting ready to say. Her hairdresser, her stylist, her name is Tanisha, and Tanisha's the one that she got all the facts from. Well, Monica put out some proof that Tanisha was in it all along herself. Okay, so if she wanted to if Heather wants to ignore Tanisha's involvement, then yes, that is sloppy work. It is. And that is not paying attention. And that is brushing over what important details. Let's continue. All right, so now we are at the energy influence for Heather. And this one, I like it. Her energy influence for this reading is the 4 of Pentacles. And again, you guys, Pentacles is the coin. The coin is what? The money, honey. And the reason why this one is so good is because let me explain real quick too. The energy card, the energy influence is what influenced all of these cards coming out. This is the energy that the person possesses within them that makes them feel all of those other emotions that came out for the past card, the present card, the future card. This is the energy influence. This is what is within them, what drove them to do what they did and think how they think and take the actions that they did. All right. And it's represented by the Four of Pentacles. And this one simply says gathering power or resources. All right. That was her energy for those cards. And obviously, we know that if you're seeing the finale, because she said that a couple of things stuck out to her. You know, she said it began with her having 3 different Monicas with the same birth date, one of them owing her money. Then she said that one thing that she said stuck out to her, which it stuck out to me too. Okay, I'm so glad they didn't edit that out. But when Heather asked Monica, did she really think that Meredith would create a fake account and send private DMs to do all of this against Angie, saying Angie was in the mafia? Monica said, no, I don't think Meredith would do that. That's something that I would do. And then Heather said, oh, no, don't say that. Don't say that you would make a fake account, a fake troll account. Um, so that plus, this is something that a lot of people have been looking over, which I couldn't wait to make this video so I could point it out. There's a point when Heather is confronting Monica in this finale where she says that I have all of the text messages, the DMs, everything. And one of the first ones that she says, that she reads aloud, that's allegedly from Monica, it says that I am applying for this position because I'm a blogger and I know these ladies and I'd like to work with them. I'm paraphrasing. However, it was something very similar to that. So if Heather had a message, like when did she get that message saying that Monica was applying for the show because she knows them because she's a blogger? I don't know. It was a little suspect, little weird, but anyway, the energy of it all is that, and that could have been what sparked her to gather her resources, okay, and gather her power, because gather she did. Gather she did. Tarot spills the tea, okay? Tarot don't lie. Tarot spills the tea. Let's continue. Let's continue. Okay, you guys, right here is where I am going to ask if you could kindly subscribe and click like, please, pretty please, okay? Pretty Salt Lake City, please. And thank you for your support, seriously, because, you know, I do this because this is a hobby. This is fun for me. I love my tarot cards. I love bringing this to you. But if you could click like and subscribe, that will help me get in the what algorithm. Now, let's talk about Monica. Monica Nikki Garcia. Okay. Okay, so I did do a reading on Monica Garcia few weeks back, and it is a part of my Why Are They Here? How Did They Get Here? It's for the newbies, the Real Housewives or Bravo Universe newbies. It's a tarot reading where I ask what influenced them to come on the show, because you've got to have something in you that makes you want to be on national television as a housewife. Okay, so I dive into that. So you can go check that out if you want to know the background of that. But from that, it was solidified that she really does have mom-daughter issues with her mother. Her mother is a narcissistic mother, and I know that some people questioned it and all of that. And even though there's videos exposed and all of this, and to where, you know, her mother is telling her, you're an actress, you got to do your job and all this kind of stuff. Some people, and not, let me say alleged, but I did see the video. So I don't know if alleged is appropriate, but I'm just saying it just to protect me. Okay. Allegedly, and all of that. But what I'm saying is, some people have been saying, oh, her issues with her mom is fake. And one of the main ones was Lisa Barlow on the damn show was saying it's fake. It's not fake. It's not fake. Her issues with her mom is a narcissist, and that's not fake at all. And if you've ever known someone who's a true narcissist and not just throwing the word around, then you would be able to recognize the signs immediately. So all of these people talking, saying that she's not a narcissist, she's fake, I'm sure there are fake elements in what they, I mean, obviously there's fake elements in what was presented to us, but her mother being a narcissist is not fake. So I said all that it's gonna tie in. Let's go. So her past card, as it relates to her connection with Heather, is represented by the High Priestess. The high priestess is the guardian of subconscious mind and the teacher of sacred knowledge and hidden mystery. This can indicate a passive childhood or a recent time in your life when patience and understanding was required. Okay? So a passive childhood. If you have a narcissistic mother, chances are, yeah, your childhood, you lived a passive childhood. Okay? You were probably afraid to speak up. There's lots of elements to that. And like I said, if you want to know more, I'll link that video. But this makes so much sense. But this is the guardian of subconscious, the the teacher of sacred and hidden mysteries. So she's going to she's gonna hide all of that. Like, she's been hiding all of that. She's been hiding all of that. And when it says the teacher part of sacred knowledge, I believe I believe she had every intention to expose narcissistic mothers. I believe that was like plan B. You know what I'm saying? Part B, plan B, step two, whatever. But you know how you have like, I forget what they call it in show business, but it's like story A or plot A and plot B, and they go together, but one is just more prominent. So A was exposing Jen Shaw and getting in there and all of that and getting paid. Okay, that was A. And B was teaching people about narcissistic mothers. All right. So that is what is driving her present feeling and emotion, and that will be represented in a card coming right up right now. It was and is represented by the what? Death card in reverse. Dun dun dun. Okay, I need a dun 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 sound effect. All right. Death in reverse. So first of all, let me say, for those of you who are not keen and up on tarot, the death card doesn't actually mean a physical death. It truly means, in its upright position, is transformation. All right, it's death and rebirth. Some things have to die in order to give room for a rebirth, a transformation. It's often referred to like as a butterfly, changing, transforming from the caterpillar to the beautiful butterfly that we see flying about. Okay, that's upright. This is death in the reverse in her present position. This means there's a resistance to change. You still carry harmful viewpoints from the past that may interfere with a new opportunity. Because of your refusal, life has stagnated and you feel stuck in limbo. That is obvious. That is so obvious to me right now, because the resistance to change, we will see that at the reunion. We will see that at the reunion. Stagnated and stuck in limbo. Okay. She, right now, I don't know how long she's going to be on social media talking about, you know, Tanisha, the hairdresser or whatever, she's alleging was her best friend, and she's exposing her with the videos and this and that, and she's showing her proof of how Tanisha was involved, and she went live during the show, and she went live several times. Like, she's just stuck in limbo and all about trying to, I guess, bring other people down. And I don't think, and there's no, you know what? Okay, in the housewife world, there's nothing wrong with that. Some might even say she's defending herself, but she seems stuck there. She's not doing any activity that shows me that she's thinking about her next step. What's next? What's for the future? What the future holds for her? She's not thinking about that. She's stuck right here in the moment. But what she fails to realize is that a moment is that. It's a moment. Don't make a moment a minute. Don't make a moment an hour. Don't make a moment a day, weeks, and months. It's a moment, bitch. It's a moment. Let's keep going. All right, you guys. So, for the future, as she sees it, as it relates to the connection that she had with Heather, it is represented by the Five of Swords. Swords represents intellect and words, intelligence, all of that, and that's a good thing. All right. The Five of Swords is both a beacon of hope and a dire warning when it is in the future position. A situation that at present seems to be controlling you will soon be crushed by your assertion of independence and righteousness. Okay? Okay. Look at this imagery. Look at the people in the back hollering and crying while the querent holds three of the swords with a smirk. All right? Looking like, I did that. I did that. Yep, I took your swords. I took your swords. That's what it looks like to me. And they crying and hollering and walking away in the back. That to me is reminiscent of, what kind of like what the beach scene was, but this is in the future position. So this is what she intends to do. Okay? She intends to do this. So I can't wait for the reunion. All right? This is how she sees it playing out in the future as it relates to these women in this situation and Heather. All right, she got the swords. She got the swords. The swords maybe that Heather thought she had. You know what I'm saying? She got them. She got them. She got them. And now when it says that it's a situation that seems to be controlling you, but you will soon crush it with your assertion of independence, this is in the future position. We shall see. Now I know I've seen a clip where she's gonna bring something where she glittered it up and called it a burn book, and then we see where Andy is pointing to something for Heather to read out of that same burn book. Then we see a scene at the reunion where Heather is just crying. So all of this is to come. It's in the future position. Let's go and let's look at her energy behind all of this. Come on. So her energy is represented by the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune is actually a good card. Some people some people are afraid of the Wheel of Fortune and some people embrace the Wheel of Fortune. And let me tell you something. Ultimately, the Wheel of Fortune card, in my humble opinion, should be embraced because what it is saying is, I call it the card of karma. It brings it right on back to you. I always tell everyone to be careful with the energy that you put out into the universe because you're feeding the universe and the universe is going to give back to you what you give it. So if you give only negative energy, low vibrational energy, the universe can only give that to you, okay? What goes around comes around, literally. If you give positive energy, high vibrational energy, the universe will give that back to you. It will return it to you. That's just how it works. Karma is nothing that you have to believe in. Again, I must say that because I've had several people in my life that say, I don't believe in karma. Okay, well, hey, when it hits you, it's going to put you on your knees and you will, I guess, quote unquote, believe. It's nothing to believe in. It just exists. It just is. It just is. It's nothing to believe in. So, Wheel of Fortune in reverse was her energy, Monica's energy towards all of this. And the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, as I just now said, for some people, they may believe that it's bad luck. All it means is that it's giving your energy back to you. Now, if your energy was bad, then okay. It also means resistance to change. And it can also, and this is very important because I'm going to touch on this a little bit later, it can also mean breaking cycles. Now, you may experience unexpected change or negative forces could be at play, leaving you helpless. You have a choice. You can do nothing and hope things will get better, or you can act to improve your situation. Changing your destiny starts with accepting responsibility for where you are now. The Wheel of Fortune reverse shows resistance to change, particularly when you feel forced to do so. This is where it hits home with Monica. She's feeling forced to change. She's feeling forced to change. So she's resisting. It's in reverse. She's resisting. She's resisting it. She's resisting it. All right. And the advice for this card in this position is accept that change is inevitable and you will have a much improved experience when you go with the flow. Now, here's my opinion, all right? This is Indigo. This is not tarot. This is my opinion. If she were to come back next season, she needs to be apologetic and go about it with the storyline of I have seen the error of my ways, and allow all the ladies to cry and be dramatic while telling her how her actions have ruined their what? Life. Okay, let them be dramatic and cry, girl. Let them be dramatic and cry, and let them tell her how, you ruined my life because. All right, that's fine. Listen, hush and listen. Then she can respond with equal dramatics of tearful apologies and snotty nosed confessions of what happened in her childhood that made her become the person that hurt them. Point blank, period. That's the flip side to this energy. Okay? I don't feel like she's in that energy because this card in reverse as her energy can be either way. It can be stagnant and not learning the lesson. Okay, which she had another resistance card. The death card in the present was resistance. So with the Wheel of Fortune being in reverse, this goes perfectly with that. It's resistance to change. All right? Which is exactly what her present card is saying. These are the same message. However, with the Wheel of Fortune, though, it can go either way. So, I don't know. My advice to you, Monica girl, is you can get on the good foot, all right, if you want to. If you want to. But your energy is negative right now, girl. It's negative. So, all right, you guys. This is the end of the tarot reading, but let's see what we've learned. So Heather, she knew it all along, okay? She had an intuition, and honestly, I think that her intuition and red flags was coming up as soon as Monica came on the scene and came by way of Jen Shaw, being Jen Shaw's assistant. And I I feel like Heather's mothering nature and sensitivity and being empathetic to people, and especially we saw that with Jen. Um, Two things. She felt like, I think she connected with Monica because she felt like that was familiar to her with the Jen Shaw connection, and she probably was missing Jen. Okay, that's number one. Number two, that's just in Heather's nature. She's very mothering and caring and all of that. And so we saw that. That came out in the cards. And Monica has issues. She has issues, more issues than your local newspaper. Okay? She has issues. And that's plain and clear. And the cards are showing that she's stubborn, and so she'll be stuck and stagnant. Okay? And I'll point out one thing I really didn't like was when she was first confronted about it, she lied. Girl, you can leave in Meredith's in Meredith's voice. You can leave, okay? Because if you don't have it, and I say this all the time, if you don't have that I said what I said energy, you will never make a good housewife. A good housewife you will never be. If you don't have that I said what I said energy. Shouts out to Nene Leaks. She's the first one that said that. She is the one that said that. I said what I said. So what I mean is, when asked, "Are you Reality Von Teese?" she should have been like, "You know what?" And too bad she ain't got sunglasses to take off, because I would have took some sunglasses off, looked them right in the face, and said, "I am." Dun dun dun. Okay. Anyway. So I can't wait for the reunion. Can't wait for the reunion. That's coming up in a week, I believe. And I am thinking about doing other readings. And we'll see if I have the time, because you guys, I have a full-time job and other things going on in my life. And other obligations. So I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm happy that I can bring this to you. And so the reunion is going to be interesting. There's tears, there's that burn book, there's fingers pointed on both sides, finger pointing, you know, as usual, per usual. But I will say this. Let me get this out. Let me get this out. I do not like the fact that Monica brought a freaking burn book or whatever, and it's all decorated like she's in high school. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Monica, you're not 12. And what I'm going to need you to do is stop acting and reacting as if you're 12 years old. In any challenging situation that we have seen on our television screens or whatever screen you're watching it on, her reaction to situations that are challenging and may not be challenging, anytime emotion is brought out of her, she reacts as if she's a 12-year-old. And I would like that to stop. I don't know how far that's going to get you. Okay. And also, advice that I give people is don't react. Instead, respond. Having a response or no response sometimes can be a response, but a response is different than a reaction. Monica reacts. And when she reacts, she comes from that 12-year-old that she was, probably when she was put in the trunk. And I'm not trying to be funny, but she says she was put in the trunk at 12 years old while her mom made out in the front seat with a guy. And her mom admitted to it. So she's probably coming from that traumatic and hurt 12-year-old who was never heard or seen, who was, abused by a narcissistic mother, allegedly. Allegedly. So all of that has been laying dormant, and now she's trying to stick up and fight for that 12-year-old who didn't have a voice. And now she has a voice on national television. But Monica, you're not 12 and you need to go to therapy and keep that away from us. Really. I mean, you can bring awareness to narcissistic mothers because that is a real thing. However, we got it. We get it. We saw Linda. What's her name? Magic Linda or Lovely Linda or something like that. Whatever the hell her name is. Don't matter. Narcissistic mom. We saw it. We saw it. We got it. We got it. From here going forward, either you come from a healing space about that to bring awareness, or stop it. We're done. We're done. Don't show up anymore as that 12-year-old defending herself. They are not your mother and you are not 12. Okay? So, anyway, up next could possibly be the energy of the reunion for them going in. I'm thinking about that. I'm going to see if I have time. But first, I would like to ask once again for you guys to please click like and subscribe. All right, it means so much to me. Help me get out in the algorithm. And also, you know what, point blank, thank you for your support though, for real. Thank you, because like I said, this is a hobby of mine. I love doing it. I love bringing it to you guys. This is so much fun for me. Okay, and I hope it's fun for you too. Drop down the comments, let me know how you feel. What's your opinion on all of this? Okay, because I love the fact that Heather was completely being a Cancer, okay, the Cancer that she is as a zodiac sign, all right, as a zodiac sign, and that Monica showed up as that Gemini that she is. All right, that made so much sense to me, and I hope it did for you too. All right, go out in this world and be the change that you want to see. It might sound corny, but trust me, I keep that in my mind as I go out into the world, and it helps. It really does. It helps as I respond and not react. All right, you guys, be safe. Be safe out there. Be sure to wash your hands. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.